Hello students, you have already learned Rigvedic period, and in this class you will be learning post Rigvedic period, social, economic, political and religious system of post Rigvedic period. Thank you. After learning the Rigvedic period, let's move on to post Rigvedic period. And this period extends from 1000 BCE to 700 BCE. After Rigveda, the other three Vedas came into existence. Which were the other three Vedas? Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharva Veda. All the three Vedas were named after the priests who conducted the three different types of yagnas. Samaveda has taken much from the Rigveda, and it has slokas with a few alteration of the borrowed content from Rigveda. It is mainly consisting of slokas, that is mantras, that are recited at the time of yagna. Yajurveda has two different types of texts, that is black and white. Black is Krishna and white is Shukla. In the black Yajurveda, there are explanations about the way of reciting mantras and also has commentary and discussions on the same. The white Yajurveda has only mantras but no explanation. Atharva Veda is similar to Rigveda in its size and content. It has taken much from the 10th mandala of Rigveda. It is a prose form. It has used the language of Brahmanas rather than the ancient language. The geographical details of this Veda are different. They are found in Rigveda. This shows that Aryans had moved to the east by this time. So how was the social system during the post-Rigvedic period? During the post-Rigvedic period, caste system became more rigid. Brahmanas conducted yagnas and rituals. They occupied a very important place in the society. Rajanya is the Kshatriya Varna. Vaishya's word was found here. Shudras were part of Varna system. Dasyus and Dasas were exploited. They were not allowed to perform yagna. They were even disowned. They were untouchables. Some of the early food collecting tribes like Nishada and Chandala were grouped under untouchables. Women were placed at the lowest position in the social hierarchy. The position where each one stands. Women are considered as the embodiment of lies. There is a reference to dowry in Atharva Veda. That means dowry existed then. There was no proper benefit for women's work. There was no practice of child marriage, of course. Polygamy was practiced among the rich and the powerful, and a widow could remarry. So how was the economic system during the post-Rigvedic period? By the time of the post-Rigveda period, Aryans moved from Sindhu river area to Ganga river area. For this, they had to destroy the forest with the help of the fire. They burned the forest, cleared the land for agriculture, and in this process, these tribes reached the plains of Uttar Pradesh. Iron axes were used to chop off trees. There was reference to 6 to 8 oxen driven plough in Atharva Veda. 12 oxen driven plough is referred to in Yajurveda. This proves that the usage of oxen in agriculture increased. Agriculture was more important than hunting and animal husbandry. The business people were called Vyatras. Wealth was calculated in terms of oxen. The metals that were in use were gold, copper, iron, tin, lead. Pottery making, rope making, embroidery work were the other professions which were talked about in the Vedas. The political system of post-Rigvedic period. The tribes were quite popular during this time. The popular tribes were Kuru, Panchala, Vasha, Ushina, Kosala and Videha. All these from the northeastern part of present Uttar Pradesh. Angas were from East Bihar, Pundras and the Andhras from the south. These were considered as the enemies of the sages, the Pundras who were to the far east and the Andhras of the south were called untouchables. These tribes were still not influenced by Aryan ways of life. Kuru, Panchala, Vasha, Ushina, Kosala and Videha were conquered by the Aryans. Powerful kingship emerged. Do you know how? The improved military power of Vedic tribes helped them to extend their geographical limits. As a result, the powerful kingship emerged. A king is described in the Atharva Veda as the one who rules all, is like a god in human form. As the accumulation of wealth and power increased, attempts were being made in levels the king as equal to the god or the representative of the god. More references to sacrifices, taxes and gifts occur at this stage. Coronation ceremony to mark the ascendance to the throne by the king was called Rajasuya. King's position was hereditary. Ashwamedha Yaga, Ashwa is horse. The Yaga, Ashwamedha Yaga, to prove the power of the king was performed as a symbol of king's power. The religious system during the post-Rigvedic period. During the Rigvedic period, Agni and Indra were important. During the post-Rigvedic period, Rudra and Vishnu gained importance. They also believed that everything happened in the world was a result of yagnas. Just like in the Rigvedic period, the belief continued. In Upanishads, new concepts like karma and rebirth of soul were created. This helped the place of a person in the caste system, which is based on birth. This became most important philosophical base for the continuation of caste system in the institutionalized form. This is a table showing the difference between Rigvedic period and post-Rigvedic period. The major difference is shown here. Social system, caste system was not rigid during the Rigvedic period. Caste system became more rigid during the post-Rigvedic period. Political system, Rajan or Raja was the head of the tribes. Sabha and Samiti were used. The word Kshatriyas was not in use. Whereas in post-Rigvedic period, the king was the representative of God. Sabha and Samiti were not in use. Kshatriya was in use. Religious system, Yagna was important. Animal sacrifices were evident. Fire and Indra. The gods fire and Indra were important. Whereas in post-Rigvedic period, Rudra and Vishnu gained importance. Yagnas continued to gain prominence. The words like karma and rebirth of soul were created. Economic system, animal husbandry was important in Rigvedic period. Whereas in post-Rigvedic period, with the invention of iron, agriculture was revolutionized. This table shows you the terms which were important during the Rigvedic period and the post-Rigvedic period. Suktas. Suktas are the prayer songs grouped under mandalas. Purusha Sukta. Gods created Adi Purusha. Dasyu, Dasa Pani. All these were the tribes which were slowly categorized into the Shudra Varna. Brass is known as Ayas. Kshetra is a cultivable land. Krushi is cultivation. Even today, Krushi means cultivation. Grama, Rajan, Sabha, Samiti. This comes under the political system of Rigvedic period. Grama means village. Rajan, king. Sabha and Samiti, council. Kashatra, people who ruled over common man. Yodha is a soldier. Even today, Yodha means soldier, warrior. Yagna, Agni. Agni is fire. Soma is a drink. Hotur is a priest. Kshetrasya Pati, Devi Sita, Lord of Plow. Vasutosh Pati is a house deity. Even today you have the house deity. Rajanya, Kshatriya, Dasyus and Dasas, Vyatras. Vyatras means any other person who is not doing agriculture. They could be the business people. Rajanya is the king. Kshatriya, soldiers. Dasyus and Dasas were the tribe, which were slowly categorized into the Shudras. Kuru. Kuru is the tribe who were residing in Kurukshetra. Panchala, Vasha, Ushina, Kurukshetra. Kuru were staying in Kurukshetra. You would have heard about Kurukshetra. Kosala and Videha. All these are the tribes. Kurukshetra is a place. Pundras and Angas. They were also tribes. Pundras were categorized as untouchables. Angas were the tribes from Bihar. Rajasuya is a coronation ceremony. Karma, this word emerged in the post-Rigvedic period, according to Atharva Veda. Ashwamedha Yaga is a yagna performed by the king. So this is the assignment. Describe the economic system of post-Rigvedic period. How was the political system of post-Rigvedic period? Write a few lines on religious system of post-Rigvedic period. So in today's class, you have learnt social, economic, political and religious condition of post-Rigvedic period. Thank you and have a nice day.